you think you're the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo? Or are you Satoru Gojo because you're the strongest?
Just what are you trying to say?
If I were able to become you for a moment, this foolish idea would become a lot more grounded and real, don't you think?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 5 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Premature Death.
Oh boy.
I'm just still not seeing how Geto ends up being so opposite how he is now.
Maybe he saw all those people clapping for the dead person that died right in front of him, like, yay, and he's like, ooh, humans are terrible. And maybe that kind of sent him.
But like a room full of people to change your mindset on the entire world, bit much.
That's true. We're gonna have to see, but if you're excited for more episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, along with episodes of My Hero Academia, Solo Leveling, and Invincible, check out the Patreon link in the description below where they're all posted in their extended full-length forms. Alright, are we excited for Season 2, Episode 5 of Jujutsu Kaisen?
Absolutely.
Alright, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
I think this is our last time with this intro.
Hidden Inventory / Premature Death.
Hidden Inventory was the first 4 episodes we watched.
I see.
And then this is Premature Death.
Cool.
I think this is an arc in one episode.
All right.
And the first 4 was the Hidden Inventory arc.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, and by the way, the clapping, that's the religious people clapping for her dying.
Okay.
I think this is one of the best intros in any show we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really good.
We were listening to it prior to Montana's horse show, and she won the whole thing, so obviously it's got some magical powers in it.
A little bit. It was a great show.
Your magic.
Thanks, babe.
Oh, they were such besties. Now they're worsties.
I'm gonna start referring to people I don't like as worsties.
I feel like you can only refer to people that like
a mortal enemy, not just dislike.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have a mortal enemy.
1 year later.
Oh.
Yeah, that worked well.
What the heck was that?
Auto selection of targets for Jujutsu technique?
Yeah, though to be more precise, I'm the target for the auto technique. I've automated what I used to do manually, so now it can discern an object's danger level based on the strength of its cursed energy, its mass, its velocity, and its shape. This will allow me to keep my limitless technique active almost perpetually with minimal resources.
Having it perpetually
love
active
that.
will fry your brain.
But I can also keep running the reverse curse technique with the energy I generate on my own, so I'm constantly giving it a fresh brain to work with. I've already nailed shortening my hand seals.
Oh.
So red and blue can be activated simultaneously during multiple situations. The only remaining hurdles are domain expansion and teleportation over long distances. I'll be able to get back down
figured that out.
some courses without any obstacles in Jujutsu High.
Okay, before we continue, so he has automated his limitless technique to pretty much be active all the time by discerning the cursed value, like the mass, like a bunch of different attributes. But that should fry his brain. But because he can activate the reverse curse technique, that heals his brain. But in that way, he's kind of constantly frying and healing his brain, which is...
It doesn't seem sustainable if anything goes wrong, because it's such a delicate balance with such extremes on both sides.
I was more going the direction of just long-term damage as you, not even damage, changing of your brain as you keep destroying it and rebuilding it. Like,
interesting.
Like, I don't think you're supposed to do that with a brain. Like, brains are pretty fragile, so
yeah,
the concept of that's a little scary. But so he says the last things to do are domain. Oh, and he can activate it simultaneously at times. The last thing to do would be domain expansion and teleportation. We saw him do domain expansion, Infinite Void with Yuji, and we saw him do the teleportation with Panda and the guy who uses cursed speech in the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie. Obviously, he has gotten over those hurdles. Like this animation.
This is very cool.
The only remaining hurdles are domain expansion and teleportation over long distances. I'll be able to get
He would've
that
loved
down and
marching
set up some
band.
courses without any obstacles in Jujutsu High. Shoko, could you lend me some lab rats?
Satoru had become the strongest.
Suguru, have you lost weight? You okay?
He doesn't seem very. His eyes. He
handled
seems
all
tired.
his missions alone. And Shoko was never sent out on any dangerous missions.
Kind of checked
Which
out.
naturally meant I was sent out on missions alone more often. I'm just fatigued from the heat. I'll be fine.
Separated
Did you
them.
eat any
Okay.
somen noodles?
Things were busy that summer.
Yeah. So
The frequent
because
disasters of the past year probably played a role. But cursed spirits were springing up like maggots. Exercise, absorb, over and over. Exercise.
yes, he keeps
absorb.
doing it.
No one else understands what cursed spirits taste like. It's like swallowing a dirty rag that's been used to clean up shit and vomit.
Ew, ew, ew. Oh, God.
Who am I doing this for?
See, those are the religious people. It's sticking in his brain.
Ever since that day, I've been telling myself, what I witnessed isn't uncommon. I understood the ugliness of the masses. And still, I chose to be a Jujutsu sorcerer who saves others.
He's stuck on it. I think this is what made him hate people.
I mean, that's pretty deeply upsetting.
Don't waver. Fulfill your duty as a strong Jujutsu sorcerer.
Ooh.
Not a great look. I love the way, like, animating a face can give you, like, insight into the character's mental state.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that in not
Damn
animation.
monkeys.
Oh, there we go.
There it go. Yeah. You know what? I think that is what happened.
Yeah.
He saw those people and he's like, I can't stop thinking about them clapping for...
Well, because there's a really big difference between, yeah, I'm gonna kill people, but only in situations where, like, it's me or them and it's self-defense. Not necessarily in, like, they're actively coming at me with a knife, but in, like, their goal is to destroy me, so I have to destroy them first. But to take such pleasure in it, like, that's fucked up. Like, cheering for it?
Yeah. And also that wasn't the case when they killed the plasma vessel.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, they're gonna kill me. It was, I want to have the guy turn into some god creature, so I don't want him to absorb her, so for my own selfish desires, we're gonna kill her.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So, and now he's viewing them as monkeys. I feel like the term monkeys is making more sense to me in terms of, like, sometimes apes will violently attack something just on the basis of, like,
Ooh.
it's their nature type thing. And saying that, like, humans are essentially apes that just devolve to their nature, like, that's a kind of what he's saying.
That is so interesting. That reminds me of this psych experiment. They had a bunch of monkeys in a room with a ladder and a bunch of bananas at the top. And anytime the monkeys would climb the ladder to try to get the bananas, they would be sprayed with, like, pretty cold, powerful water. So it was an unpleasant experience. And after an amount of time, anytime any of the monkeys would try to climb it, the other monkeys would drag that monkey off the ladder to ensure that none of them got sprayed. Well, when they brought in new monkeys who didn't know the rules,
The
monkeys would still do it. The really crazy thing was, though, when they took out all of the monkeys who had ever been sprayed and only had monkeys who had either
been beaten for trying to climb the ladder.
Yeah, or monkeys who had no knowledge of the situation, the monkeys who had never been sprayed still pulled down their peers.
And how does this apply here?
The idea,
I find that really fascinating, but
the idea that people will just, well, monkeys, will just go along with violent, awful stuff if that's what the people around them are doing. And there doesn't necessarily need to be, like, a concrete cause and effect. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's just everyone else is, so I'm gonna also.
So he's starting to think that they can't help themselves. They just need to be wiped out.
Huh? Geto!
Hi, Bara.
Good work out there!
Want something to drink?
You don't really have to pay for me, but I'll take a cola. I'm going pretty far away for my mission tomorrow.
Is that so? Bring back a souvenir.
You bet!
He looks
Do you
tired.
prefer sweet
He
stuff,
does.
or are you more of a salty guy?
Satoru might want some
He's
too,
pretty salty.
so sweet, I guess.
You got it.
That's cute.
Oh.
Hi, Bara. Do you like being a Jujutsu sorcerer? It's not too hard.
I've never really been the kind of guy who thinks too deeply about things, you know? I like doing something not everybody else can do. And I like working hard.
I see. I guess that's good. Huh?
You with the hair. Are you Geto? I was wondering what type of women you go for.
Oh, this is Toto's
All right.
Who
trainer.
are you?
I like the type of girls that eat a lot.
Oh?
Hi, Bara.
Don't worry about her, Geto. She's not a bad person. I can tell I'm a great judge of character.
You say that, yet you're sitting next to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, he was being sarcastic, you know.
Well, I'm out of here.
Her hair is cool.
You're underclassman?
She reminds me of All Might.
But I like how candid he is.
I think as a
The
sorcerer, he should be more
bangs.
wary.
Honestly, more the vibes.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
So who are you?
Special grade sorcerer Yuki Tsukumo. Does
Ooh,
that name ring
special
any
grade.
bells?
Wait, so you're her?
Oh, I like the sound of that. What have you heard?
That you're a special grade who never accepts any missions. A good-for-nothing who's been wasting her time abroad.
Man, I really hate Jujutsu High School.
She's pouting.
I'm joking. Though it's true that I don't get along with Jujutsu High School's policies. All they're interested in is treating the symptoms of a problem.
You want to treat the cause?
Rather than hunting cursed spirits, I want to create a world where they don't get born in the first place.
Very
You
smart.
care to learn a little lesson? Tell me this, what are cursed spirits?
They're creatures that take shape when cursed energy leaking out from humans builds up like sediment.
Now, this
So
means
just
there
don't
are
let it
two
build up.
ways to create a world where cursed spirits aren't born.
Kill all
One,
humans or
Eliminate
make everybody
all cursed
happy?
energy from mankind. 2, make it possible for all of humanity to control their cursed energy. I
Interesting.
thought number 1 had a pretty good chance of working. There's already a model case for it.
A model case?
It was done by someone you know well, Toji Zenin. I've seen plenty of cases where a heavenly pact reduced a person's cursed energy to the level of your average person. But he was the only case in the whole world where that cursed energy dropped down to 0. He was superhuman. You shouldn't feel ashamed for losing to him. I wanted to try studying him, but he turned me down. That was such a lost opportunity. There aren't many people with heavenly pacts, so I'm currently favoring option number 2.
I want to say, by the way, we knew this prior, but somehow we gave the impression we didn't. We know heavenly pacts are something that happen at birth, and you don't choose to have a heavenly pact. It's as if when you are born from the heavens, you get a pact.
Right.
It's like comes with the deal of living. But this is interesting because I'm interested to see her 2 options, because the first one she just described is like a world where people don't give off cursed energy, and Toji didn't give off cursed energy. Part of me thinks he's going to see this and go, well, no humans, no curses can be made. Because they said option 1, somebody like humans don't give off cursed energy. Option 2, only people that can control cursed energy. So he'll go, oh, so only sorcerers should be around because they can control cursed energy and nobody else.
Interesting.
Did you know? Cursed spirits aren't born from sorcerers.
What do you mean?
Of course, that excludes cases where the Jujutsu sorcerer turns themselves into a curse after death. Compared to non-sorcerers, Jujutsu sorcerers leak extremely little cursed energy. There's some variance based on the sorcerer's capacity and the cursed energy in their technique. But the main reason is their flow. Jujutsu sorcerers circulate cursed energy through their own bodies.
So they don't give it off?
If all of mankind were Jujutsu sorcerers, curses wouldn't be born.
Yep.
Or you could solve the problem by killing all non-sorcerers.
That is a possibility.
But
Theoretically speaking, it's the easiest remedy. Just keep picking non-sorcerers and force them to become sorcerers as a survival strategy. You would be forcing them to evolve, using fear and danger as a tool. But unfortunately, I'm not crazy enough to do that. Geto, do you hate non-sorcerers?
I am crazy enough to do that.
Yep. So this is the reasoning. Okay.
I always thought Jujutsu sorcery existed to protect non-sorcerers. But lately, the value of non-sorcerers has been wavering in my mind. Part of me despises non-sorcerers, and a part of me wants to reject those feelings. My vision for the end of this marathon, for being a Jujutsu sorcerer, it's so vague now. I can't tell how I truly feel.
Neither one is how you truly feel. You're not ready to decide that yet. The part of you who despises non-sorcerers, and the part of you who rejects that, are both just possibilities that you're considering right now. It's up to you to choose which part becomes your true feelings from here on out.
Okay, gotta talk about that discussion.
Okay, yeah, wow. I thought it was really interesting that he was like more surprised at his outburst than she was. Like, it definitely seemed just by his reaction that like it kind of slipped out, and he was like, oh my god, did I really just say that? And she was like, yeah, that would probably be the easiest. Like, I totally get why you would.
Well, you know the interesting thing? I think she heard eliminate all non-sorcerers and was thinking, oh yeah, if you
make everyone a sorcerer,
then you would eliminate all non-sorcerers. When he was saying
kill them all. Oh, okay. All right.
Crazy. But now we see, okay, she just unintentionally created a monster.
Yeah.
I think that accidentally is going to push him down the wrong path.
God, I wonder if she's going to know that later on, and if she does find out, if she's going to have guilt over that.
Yeah, it's also interesting she was not in the battle of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, so...
No, well, they specifically said that she's like this amazing sorcerer who just does literally fuck all.
No missions.
No missions.
But she might be doing research on this whole thing.
Yeah, but specifically to like go out and use her power.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Geto's beliefs are starting to make more sense.
It's
like as in how he got
the end. Yeah.
Too. But it looks like I missed him. I hope the three of us can all get along as fellow special grade sorcerers.
I'll let him know the next time that I see him.
Oh, right, one last thing. You don't need to worry about the star plasma vessel. Either there was already another star plasma vessel ready at the time, or a new star plasma vessel's already been born somewhere. Either way, don't worry. Tengen seems pretty stable.
Oh, so it's fine. Tengen's not going to ascend
Famous
to godhood.
last words.
You said what?
Famous last words.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
He's not so sure.
I didn't get his type.
It was supposed to be an easy mission to exterminate a second-grade cursed spirit. Damn it! Their faith in Tsunagami. That was a local deity.
Is that him?
That was a first-grade case.
Nanami, you should just rest for now. Satoru has taken up your mission.
Can't we just let him handle everything alone at this point?
He died.
Oh no.
The marathon game of being a Jujutsu sorcerer. If the only thing waiting at the end is a mountain of our comrades' corpses, then...
It's the House of Dragons intro.
Then why not kill all the humans, get rid of the curses, and then you don't lose your comrades, which he thinks are better than humans.
What is this?
What do you mean, what? These two are responsible for the latest incidents, aren't they?
These two helped him in the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 battle.
These two are certifiably insane! They use their mysterious powers in order to attack the villagers!
I've already exterminated the cause of those incidents.
My granddaughter was nearly killed by that two-depraved girl as well.
That's because she...
Shut up, you evil little monster! Don't you forget as bad as you two are!
It's all going to be okay.
The part of you who despises non-sorcerers, and the part of you who rejects that. It's up to you to choose which part
Why don't we all step outside for a second?
becomes your true feelings from here on out.
Whoa, he's just gonna kill them all.
Oh god. And he's just not even acknowledging that any of it's happening. Very symbolic.
He killed 112.
Oof.
And he's been sentenced to death for it. Wow.
Yikes.
Don't make me repeat myself. Suguru killed everyone in the village and...
I heard you the first time. That's why I said huh to what you said.
Suguru's old home was already an empty husk as well. Though from the bloodstains and residuals, he most likely killed his parents.
Like hell he did!
Jesus.
Satoru, calm down. I don't understand what's going on either.
Whoa.
Oh.
Hey, need a light?
Oh.
Hi.
If it isn't the criminal, trolling girls who smoke.
Just testing my luck, I guess.
Well, I'll go ahead and ask. Any chance the charges are fake?
Nope. Unfortunately not.
Then I'll ask another question. Why?
To create a world of only Jujutsu sorcerers.
Don't joke around, please.
I'm actually not joking. I'm not holding out hope that everyone will understand what I'm trying to do.
Hey, Gojo? I found Geto. Yeah, Shinjuku.
This is so casual.
No way. I don't want to get killed.
He doesn't want to kill Jujutsu sorcerers.
Why does it seem
so.
like everyone's walking backwards?
Suguru, explain yourself.
Really? Looks like they're all walking forwards to me.
Really?
Yeah. Look like you can track them going this way. That's interesting. The optical illusion.
Suguru, explain yourself.
You already heard it from Shoko.
Here's some
That's all there
funky
is
music.
to it, Satoru.
So you're just going to kill every non-sorcerer? And your parents?
I can't allow my parents to be a special exception. Besides, I don't consider those people my family anymore.
That's not what I was asking you. I thought we weren't allowed to kill when there's no point to it.
But there is?
And
Yikes.
a cost, and significance too.
You're really going to kill all non-Jujutsu sorcerers now? You know that's impossible!
The Black Dog Cafe.
No point in chipping away at something you can't possibly achieve!
You're so arrogant.
Huh?
You could do it yourself, Satoru, couldn't you? Yet you would try to convince someone else that it's impossible to do something which is possible for you.
Whoa.
Do you think you're the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo? Or are you Satoru Gojo because you're the strongest?
Just what are you trying to say?
If I were able to become you for a moment, this foolish idea would become a lot more grounded and real, don't you think? I've made my decision. Now it's just a matter of doing the best I can to achieve it. If you want to kill me, then kill me. There would be a point to that.
Wow.
Yo.
Okay. The whole you can't chip away at something there's no hope of possibly achieving. Eren Yeager, Light Yagami. Holy shit.
And like the idea, the thing that's so fascinating to me, I've been thinking of this. Are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo, or are you Satoru Gojo because you're the strongest? Like in that statement, he's kind of saying like, if I was as strong as you, if I was you, I would be strong enough to achieve my goals. So my goals aren't far-fetched. I'm just not you.
It's the arose by any other name. Wow.
Wow, I didn't think we were going to get direct context for that scene, but that really, oh my god, that's a thinker.
Very cool.
Oh, but horrifying, but
yeah.
Okay, so now the swapping of ideologies makes total sense. And I think that conversation probably prompted Gojo to move even more towards the side of saving people, because he's like, oh god, if I do anything else but that, I am contributing to that. Like, and yet the moment where he said, should we kill everybody in this room, is what started this all for Geto.
Yeah, very full circle.
Yeah, it really is in a way, because like they both were at a certain place and they've both shifted, but it totally makes sense that they've done that. I think if I had to guess, like that day where Gojo was just kind of like wild was where he just had discovered something insane, and then he was also holding the dead body of the plasma vessel while everybody was clapping. Like he was freaking out in that moment with these new powers, and now he has like a handle on them. But some of the stuff he said stuck to Geto and broke him. And then, God, that person, I don't know her name, but the one who came in and was like, yeah, well, here's some ways to get rid of cursed spirits. Like, she really...
The high-level person who doesn't do missions.
Yeah, just sent him tumbling down that other path accidentally. But the thing for me that's fascinating is the difference in contentment on the face of Geto after he decided to do it versus before.
Yeah.
Like, before he was saving people from cursed spirits, but he kept seeing them do terrible things, like trapping those people in cages just because they had cursed spirit energy. And now that he's decided, you know, I am going to kill them all, like, he has a solid goal, and he's, like, content in that, even if it's way worse. Like, he'd rather be killing people for a reason than not have a reason to save people.
Yeah.
Which is just...
very weird.
Very weird, but...
a cool, like...
very interesting character.
Combo for a character.
Analyze,
yeah, exactly.
Wow. If people wanted us to watch these 5 before Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and that would have changed our understanding of that movie.
It would have. That's interesting.
That's so interesting. Wow. Let's keep going.
Why didn't you pursue him?
Are you actually asking me that?
Nah, it's fine. It was a stupid question.
Yaga, you think that I'm strong?
Yeah, brazenly so.
Yeah, but apparently being strong isn't enough. The only ones that I can save are those already waiting to be saved by someone.
I thought the Star Religious Group was already dissolved.
It's a different
Oh, is he gonna go kill them all?
Roots are the same. They claim they bought the space as is. Don't you like it?
No, but it doesn't matter. As long as I
Like
can buy
flashback.
curses and money.
Are you really going out dressed like that?
Why not? A little showmanship is important.
Geto!
Watch closely. They're all there, right?
All the branch directors, all the representatives, and the president. All the big donors as well.
Test. Can you hear me? Sorry for the wait, everyone. Now I'll keep this brief. From this moment onward, this organization belongs to me. I'll be changing the name too, so I expect everyone to follow along with me. Now that just won't do. Sonoda, would you mind coming to the stage? Yes, you over there. Now then, once again, I hate monkeys. You'll obey me now. That's the true feeling I chose. Monkeys.
Holy shit.
You're
So
Megumi
he's-
Fushiguro,
Oh my
right?
god.
I love that they just said many objected.
Yeah, many didn't even say have them
Didn't
object.
show it. They were just like, only thing you need to know, people were not on board, and then he killed someone in front of everyone.
Killed somebody who objected, dropped a huge Russian like doll on them, and was like, okay, everybody, now we're gonna do what I say. So this was the organization he was running in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, where essentially he's just gathering cursed spirits by having people come in, so he's gaining more power so that he can kill more people.
Yeah.
And now we have Megumi.
What's with that weird looking face, you freak?
You just look like him is all. It's my own issue. So listen, about your dad. He's from this big shot Jujutsu sorcerer family, the Zenin. They're such scumbags they make even me sick. And that's why your dad left his family and had you. Now, you're one of the ones who can see things, so you're privileged. The Zenin clan just loves strong powers. Most become aware of their curse techniques around 4 to 6 years old, so it's the perfect timing to sell off a kid. So Megumi, that's why you were the ultimate ace in the hole that your dad kept on hand against the Zenin clan. Pisses you off, doesn't it? So, about that dad of yours. I
don't care. I have no interest in where he is or what he's doing.
Well,
It's been so long I don't remember what he looks like. Tsumiki's mother hasn't come home for a while now either.
Megumi's home.
I guess that means they're finished with us. And they're off enjoying themselves somewhere else.
Wow. Are you really a first grader? Well, whatever.
Damn.
If you ever want to know about your father, you can ask me. You might change your mind. I think it'll be pretty interesting to hear. Now, to the main point. What do you want to do? You want to go to the Zenin?
If I do go there, do you think my sister will be able to find happiness? If she can, then...
No. 100% no. I can say that with certainty. Okay. Leave the rest to me. I might need you to push yourself a little bit, though. So do your best. Try to get strong. Strong enough to keep up with me.
Wow. So he like adopted them to keep them away from the
Gojo.
Zenin clan.
So even Sensei sleep, huh?
Of course he does. What kind of nonsense is that?
Come on, Gojo. Oh, he's awake.
Hey, that's one of those expensive chairs, isn't it?
Please don't fall asleep after you summon us. Hey, not fair. It was my turn. What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
So he just remembered that whole story. We're gonna watch this outro one more time, see if we can ascertain anything, but that is where we were left for the premature death arc.
I have all the time I was bound. All the cursed energy I gained from that time.
It's a lot of cursed energy.
Yikes.
Whoa. Oh my god. What are your thoughts before we jump into our discussion?
That was a crazy episode.
Wow. Really gives us insight into what exactly prompted their changes in ideology.
So much context.
I feel like I know Gojo so much better now.
Totally.
Watching the fish swim away.
Mm-hmm. The crazy thing is those are Japanese fighting fish.
And like if there's two of them in a...
They will kill each other. You can't even have a mirror by their tank because they will kill themselves bashing into the glass thinking that the fish in the mirror is another fish.
Think about what ended up happening between Gojo and Geto. He ended up killing him. Alright, so that is where we were left. Wow. We have a lot to unpack there,
yeah,
but
seriously.
We'll discuss that in our discussion section. But before we do that, thank you for watching and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you enjoyed that episode and are excited for Season 2, Episode 6 of Jujutsu Kaisen coming next week. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon, their extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions we answer after every episode of any show we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1. Day asks, repeating Geto's question, does he think that he's the strongest because he's Satoru Gojo, or is he Satoru Gojo because he's the strongest? Which do you think is more plausible and why? I think he's the strongest because he's Satoru Gojo, because he was like born with the ability to have these techniques, and then he had a near-death experience which awakened even more power within him. So he got Gojo before he actually became the strongest. And like, is he essentially saying with that phrase, like, does being the strongest define you as a person?
I'm not certain what exactly they're getting at. Like, is it inherently the name that makes him powerful? I don't think so. So the whole like, are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo? I don't think so, because if you were named something else, he still would be the strongest. And
somebody else rephrased it as, did you become the strongest because of the person that you are, or did you become the person that you are because you're the strongest?
I think you become the person you are because you're the strongest.
So you think he is Satoru Gojo because he's the strongest?
Yeah, his nature is... Okay, this is just a nature versus nurture argument. Like, did his lived experience that originally stemmed from having significantly more power than everyone else make him into the person he is? Yeah, absolutely. And he wouldn't have become that person because he wouldn't have had those experiences if he wasn't at, like, base level significantly stronger than everyone else.
Yeah, I think he became Gojo because of how strong he is. Yeah, I think he's Gojo because he's the strongest. Because his strength, that would directly affected his personality too.
Yeah.
Like, as he became stronger, he changed more.
No, exactly. It's the same way people say, like, outgoing versus introverted kids. Outgoing kids are going to put themselves in situations like theater performance, public speaking, that's gonna naturally, by exposure, make them more comfortable in those situations. So it's a combination of both.
Question 2. Addie asks, is there any room for sympathy within Geto's downfall and his eventual snap? Is he evil, just a product of the system, or possibly both? Furthermore, how do you think Geto's downfall impacts Gojo's goals in the present? Do you think there could have been a different outcome for Geto if Jujutsu Society functioned differently?
Yeah, I think there definitely could have been. Okay, so there are multiple parts of that question.
So the first part, is there any sympathy for his downfall? Is he a product of the system or evil?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always room for sympathy, but also just that, like, experience of seeing everyone clap for something so awful.
Yeah. That happened right in front of him on his watch.
Like, I can understand how that would be something that would make you want to kind of just like burn the system to the ground.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the way it affected Gojo, I think knowing that you started in such a similar place, like in terms of, you know, world values and outlook, if you started in such a similar place and shared a lot of just like general thoughts and opinions, seeing that person go down a super like fucked up pipeline is gonna make you...
Gojo in this situation.
Yes, is gonna make Gojo very aware of everything that he does that could be even a little bit in line.
Oh, you know what? This kind of reflects on why Gojo constantly is like, those old men have no idea what they're doing. We need to change the entire Jujutsu system. Like, that's his whole thing as a character. He probably spawned that way because he's like, this is what led to Geto becoming the way he is.
Like, I know he's not a bad person because they were friends at one point.
Yeah.
But then seeing how the whole everything led him down this horrendous road, he's going to be very aware of the like ability for people to share the same opinion and go just completely different directions.
Yeah. And in terms of if there would have been a different outcome if Jujutsu Society functioned differently for Geto, I don't think so. It's not Jujutsu Society that really pushed him that way. It was more humans.
I think specifically going back to the idea of that, God, I'm completely forgetting this person's name. The girl who you thought was like All Might.
Yuki, I think her name is.
Yuki, okay. She mentioned this idea of like the idea that the current system of just going out and dealing with individual situations in like a very micro scale is something that is not ever going to like affect the overall...
The symptom, not the root.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, the way that I was kind of thinking of it is like, if you like burst a pipe, right? You can call people with like buckets and towels to come like get the water off the floor. You can call everyone in your town and it'll help, but it won't fix it. You have to turn off the water so that you can fix the pipe. The idea that like, oh, well, if we just continue to soak up the water on the floor, eventually it'll go away. No.
It's just gonna keep like, and he in this situation is the soaker. Like,
exactly.
Okay, that sounds weird. Is the one who is soaking up all of the cursed spirits, and it just keeps building and building.
Exactly, and that's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah,
that's pointless. That's Sisyphus. What the fuck are you gonna do?
So he probably felt like Sisyphus, and that's why he was getting so tired and distraught.
Yeah.
And then Yuki comes in and is like, well, I'm trying to address the actual root cause, and accidentally, or maybe intentionally, I don't know her intentions, kind of pushed him down this path of like, yeah, you can try to go at the source, and he decided like, yep, I'm gonna go at the source. Which it's interesting because the first thing Gojo says is like, well, like, you're just gonna keep chipping away at something that'll never be accomplished. Like, there's no point. It's like, I was already doing that with the cursed spirits. Like, at least this one, there is a end in sight. But like, yeah, definitely, yeah, I think that answers that question. But wow, lots revealed in terms of ideology in this episode.
Yeah.
Let's go to our final question. Final question. Zane KB asks, some people might think that Yuki brainwashed Geto and she was the reason Geto chose to take the dark path, but what do you guys think? Would Geto have gone down the dark path anyway, with or without her having this conversation with him?
Okay, yeah, I definitely don't think it was brainwashing. I think it was more of a straw that broke the camel's back situation where he had just all of this frustration and confusion, and then she presented this idea that just kind of like domino affected the whole situation. Like, I think he was very much primed for that kind of ideology, and then her contributing that like last puzzle piece was what really set it off. But I don't think it was like a, oh, if that conversation had never happened, then none of it ever would have happened. I think something similar would have happened a couple days later. And
I disagree. Okay. I think brainwashing is a term that requires intention, so it's not brainwashing. But I don't think he would have thought of what she said. Like, she was like, I'm actually looking at the root cause. And he was like, wait a second, hold on, I hadn't considered that. And then she's like, yeah, we can either, you know, teach everybody to control their cursed energy, or we can make the society better so that nobody has these negative thoughts and emotions. And then he goes, or we could just eliminate all of them. Like, he hadn't considered the idea of going at the root. So I don't think, like, I think she accidentally prompted him. Like, it's almost like, I don't know why this is springing to mind, but like Oppenheimer, when he was probably researching, he discovered the way to like split the atom or whatever. And then the war was happening and he was like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? And they came to him and were like, well, if there was a weapon where we could kill a crap ton of people, like that would certainly end the war. And he's like, wait a second, my research could do that. Like, he probably wouldn't have made the bomb otherwise, but like the situation, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but like, I don't know if like she essentially revealed to him the existence of a door that he hadn't seen before. Like he was looking for a way out and she was like, yeah, these are a few of the doors I've found. And he was like, wait, because of the existence of those doors, this door must exist too.
Yeah, I definitely think the realization was faster because of that conversation, but I don't think it's something that certainly wouldn't have happened had that conversation not occurred. Because like, I don't know, maybe he's gardening and someone's like, oh, don't just take it off the top, make sure you get the root. And he's like, get the root, like a sleeper agent.
Yes, but like this was specifically about how to get rid of cursed energy root. Like, he did walk into the conversation saying like, I have this hatred. The thing that I found interesting, I wanted to mention this, is he didn't say like, I have compassion for people, but also I have hatred for them. He said, I have hatred for people and I have the feeling of not wanting to hate them. One is a base feeling and the other is trying not to feel that base feeling.
Yeah.
So really it's saying like, I'm trying to fight this way that I'm feeling, not I'm trying to see which way I feel. Like intentionally not hating and hating is not love and hate.
Yes.
And in that way, I think her saying like, well, you just have to choose which way, like it's a much easier choice for him to be like, I'm gonna go with sort of my gut feeling and try to achieve this goal that you accidentally outlined for me. So to answer the question, I don't think she brainwashed him. I think she prompted him pretty soon. And I think he potentially could have been saved from this dark place had he not been prompted. Potentially if Gojo and him rekindled their friendship or like something like that had happened, maybe he doesn't go down this dark path. But I think that once that door was introduced, it was like a black hole. It just sucked him towards it.
Yeah.
And like, but he was already going down a dark path anyway. Like those images of those people clapping were not going anywhere.
Yeah, maybe there was like a situation where he could like save someone who really needed help and then that person was like super appreciative, like a restore his faith in humanity kind of situation.
Yeah.
That maybe could have counteracted all of that, but yeah, it does feel kind of,
I think that, yeah,
inevitable.
Yeah, that conversation definitely accelerated the path. But we all saw where that path ended up, but we still don't know how Geto is exactly alive again with the tapered mark on his head. But we're gonna have to see what happens in the next arc coming up. But that is where we are left for the Premature Death arc episode sequence. Are we excited to see what happens next in Jujutsu Kaisen?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.